I'm here to tell you a story about how I started Acme One screen printing. It took me a long time to actually start it. I started it. I actually started the idea when I finished school in I think it was 2001, 2002. I went to Columbia College in Chicago, and I was working as a designer for a while, but I still wasn't doing what I really wanted to do. My background is in a lot of graffiti art. I actually started like in the early '90s. In the early '90s, doing a lot of graffiti. A lot of graffiti, and it turned into that I had a real big passion for it. So I I decided, like, a couple of years later, I got a little older, I had a couple of kids, I decided to you know go back to school. So I I applied for Columbia. I got in. Then I finished school. I finished a couple of years Columbia, 2 years. Got my little degree. And I started working. Then then I got laid off for a while, and it was really difficult. It was really difficult trying to find a job as a graphic and web designer. Because I could build websites, and I could design magazine covers and or posters or banners, but for some reason, a lot of people weren't hiring. Back around 2003, 2004, 2005. So I was doing a lot of odd jobs. I was printing out of my home at the time. Everyone starts out doing that. As a graphic designer, everyone starts out printing business cards and flyers. But I don't know, somewhere inside of me, I had this need to have my own. I always wanted to have my own shop, or my own, like, little factory type thing. Anyways, 2005, I still wasn't having any luck, finding a design job. So what I did was, one of my cousins told me about, a job, driving school buses. I had kids, so you can't be thinking, okay, that's beneath me. So, I did it. I did it. I did it. And the idea of wanting to have my own, store or shop or warehouse or whatnot, it started fading away. It started fading away because you get into that routine of getting a check every week, and making sure your bills are paid. But it's not a very good job. Let's just say school bus driving, dealing with kids, is not good. So I started getting those feelings again a couple years ago, around 2008, about having my own place, my being my own boss. I've always wanted to do that. So I had to put together a business plan on how to do this. And see, I already knew how to build sites, so I started building my own. It took me a while because I had to work, take care of the kids, and of course, come home and do some work, on the computer. So, I think, yeah, around 2009, I finally finished, and I launched the site. I got some equipment. But see, the thing is that I didn't know a lot about printing on shirts. I knew more about, how the design aspect of everything. And that's a good thing when you know the design aspect and you can draw. That's a good thing when you know how to draw. So I opened up, and business was slow, but it gradually it's got its ups and then it's got its downs, just like anything else, in life. But right now it's 2011, and I've been open since 2011. I'm still not exactly where I want to be, but I'm doing it. I've gotten a lot of inspiration from YouTube. I mean, from a couple of guys on YouTube that are like really, really inspirational. There's this one guy called Eska. Eska's really inspirational. I mean, his videos, he really, he really touches on a lot of bases and really, motivates you to wanting to start your own business, He said to start it out with just a little bit of money. I don't know. I mean, you can start it out with a little bit of money, but when people start to ask you for like a lot of different things, and you don't have the equipment, it's a little difficult, And the t-shirt business, the t-shirt printing business is competitive. I mean, it's like really competitive, People got totally different prices all over the place. I try to keep my prices as low as I possibly can because, I know exactly how much it costs, to buy the t-shirt. I know exactly how much it costs to, to print it and to set the job up, So you don't necessarily have to charge, like if you log on to Acme One Screen Printing, acme1screenprinting.com, you're gonna find a lot of different type of t-shirts, already printed, like I don't know, Marvel Comics, some superhero stuff, some hip hop, old school hip hop, skater tees, funny tees, some foul mouth tees, which are my favorites. They're really cool. But I was in Las Vegas a couple months ago, and I walked up to a t-shirt printing, like a little t-shirt printing thing, and they had some cool shirts there. And my son wanted a particular shirt that said something about I like boobies or something like that. So I bought it, but it was a heat press. It was a heat press. Heat pressed vinyl. Anyways, when the guy finished pressing the shirt, I saw how he was doing, the basic heat press. I got one right here too. Here's my heat press. This is my heat press right here. And that's my pad printer. That's where I print on my pens. These are where my pens are printed. Those are my heat press. But anyways, the guy finished. It was decent, quality shirt. And it was a cool design. It was regular, one color. But he charged me $30 for this shirt. I've always hated walking into stores, either paying 20 some dollars, you know, $30 or $40 for a t-shirt, you know. I mean, you know, some of the designs are really cool and everything, you know. Like, you know, Echo got some. Echo, you know, I remember when he first started, I was still doing graffiti back in the 90s, but he had been doing it. He had been doing it, you know, longer than me, you know. I mean, the guy got skills. I mean, I